one episode to go. Does Dune Prophecy manage to stick its ending? Welcome to Cinema, where we focus on the film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of Dune Prophecy Episode 5. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Or is it somewhere right in the middle? Let me know all your thoughts, what you think of the series so far. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already to join in the film culture community where we talk about the love of cinema as a whole. And getting right into the synopsis. As Carino is announced as the new Bashar and his sister arrives on the planet, Desmond seeks out war against the insurgents. And going right into positive, overall, Dune Prophecy Episode 5 manages to captivate my attention, satisfy my enjoyment for sci-fi, deep theological philosophies, everything that's going on throughout the film as a whole. It's sort of a little bit more dumbed down in one regard, but there's still a complex narrative that feels theological or deep enough with what it's going about its wavering moments that manages to catch your attention for the way that it builds upon the tension, goes about building upon its secrets. The pacing is great leading up to episode 5, and one of the biggest moments for this season so far within this episode is just a reveal of who we get out of Desmond, who is surprisingly a great character for what we've been getting out so far. And like I didn't mention, this is a spoiler-free review, so there's not necessarily something I'm going to particularly reveal, but I'm going to still be specific enough to help you understand if you do have watched this episode. And so just the way they go about Tula, how her secret is all coming about, other things going on with the sisterhood while we're getting out of the new sister arriving on Secundus, how that all goes about, different secrets that are forming now in the background, revealing more of the past for other characters, different secrets that are coming about, the private lives of each of these characters, as well as things that people are beginning to suspect things going on, other things that are coming about, and Carino becoming a new Bashar, how that gets involved with the thing. Certain parts of the war become more tense, other things where Desmond takes an attack against the rebellion, and there's other secrets going on that get revealed with this new sister that's also involved with this other side of things. And so how that all gets involved with the ideas that we know of the other things going on in the past with the Fremen, other thing with the sisterhood, that still shows the true philosophies of what Dune is all about. Maybe not to the fullest extent, but for me personally, it still is a deep enough language. Certain things are a little bit hard to follow to some degree for the nature of what's going on, how it flows about. I'm not always in tune with every bit of language. Sometimes that could be just the personal mood I'm in watching it, but it still manages to grab hold of my attention, even with the hour-length episode. I'm not personally always engaged with TV shows as much as I am movies. There's something about the background, everything, the set designs, the flow of the story, the action that comes about here and there. It's not a central point of the film, but at the same time, it's more about the philosophies, the different secrets, the lies, the truth sayers, how things and the powers come about along the way. That becomes still compelling because of the way all things are introduced, the way they come out, the way things are revealed, the build-up with its pacing just becomes something that's extra satisfying still 5 episodes in, where the look of the set design is something that's beyond what I expected for this personal series. Yes, I even saw the trailer, but even having not remembered it as much, I expected some wavering parts to not be as good, or the CGI to not look as great. There's a lot of practical effects that just do disservice to the nature of the story while building these interesting characters that really hooks me in. I'm not always remembering the name to talk about them directly or specifically. I haven't read the book to become fully aware of what's going on and what's to come, but at the same time, it satisfies my intentions and manages to build upon a great storyline that I get to understand to the general extent of how well it is crafted to the nature of what is all going on, which takes me into the mix elements to which where you may not be still as attached to this, even if you are a fan of Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2. There's just something that's a little bit different with what you're getting out of this series. A focus on the sisterhood that can take a little bit away from the action, or other philosophies that are going into the rich ideologies that are in depth with Dune Part 1. And so how that all flows on throughout just doesn't always attach to everyone, and you can let me know if that's your personal preference or if it doesn't work as well for you, whether you are a fan of the movies or not. And there's just some things where the flow of the story can be a little bit slow in its pacing. That may not be a problem with the story as a narrative, because I still see its good quirks, what works for me, what makes sense for the narrative as a whole, not necessarily having any plot holes that are evident here or there. I may rewatch this show before doing a ranking and a full series review, but overall it's still something that catches my attention, even if there are some parts that doesn't fully get me hooked on all the way through. So that's just my personal review for Dune Prophecy Episode 5, which may be my favorite just yet, giving it a rating of simply 8.5 out of 10. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of Dune Prophecy Episode 5. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Or is this somewhere right in the middle? Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you haven't already to join in film culture community where we talk about the love of cinema as a whole. So that's just all, and make sure to do yourself a favor and go watch a movie.